These are your choices. You've been voting. Tens of millions of votes cast from season 1 to season 30. We have a Survivor bus outside.
Why Jeff Probst needs to do this again? That's right, if you read the title, you know what we are talking about. Let's get a round of applause. Let's throw in some explosions because it's time to talk about Survivor's Second Chances 2.
A relentless nightmare of what ifs that never ends.
Before we go any further, it needs to be noted that Jeff Probst has basically confirmed that someday we will return to the theme of Survivor's Second Chances, which in my opinion is the best Survivor theme of all time. Sure, you have All-Stars, David versus Goliath, heroes versus villains, or whatever the heck this is.
Based on how others see them, positive traits associated with them. So we have heroes, healers, and hustlers.
No, the single greatest theme in Survivor history was the idea behind Second Chances. You get the community involved with the voting, and you bring back players that actually wanna, well, play the game. Crazy concepts, I know, but with how dedicated the online Survivor community has become, I think a second version of Survivor's Second Chances might be the spark that Survivor fans need that might have fallen out of love after the new era.
Okay, this could make my game or break my game, but at least I'm playing for me.
On top of that, and this is a big one, the theme behind Second Chances makes the players wanna play hard and make big moves. I don't wanna call out any certain seasons, but it drives me crazy that players would return to Survivor without the drive to give it their all because they felt like they didn't need to.
20 returning winners.
Coming back out here, I can feel my blood starting to rise.
It's like the Super Bowl, 20 years in the making.
Stop me if you've heard it before, your favorite YouTuber makes a Survivor video breaking down a dream cast of Survivor's Second Chances 2. I promise you, this is gonna be a little bit different. This is gonna be the single biggest Survivor Second Chance dream cast ever put together on the internet with myself, Russell Muscle TV, and the specialists Will and Phil teaming up for what people are calling the best Survivor off-season content of all time.
With Russell Muscle TV, starting January, I believe our first date is either going to be January 7th or January 8th. We don't have the exact date locked down, but follow Russell Muscle, follow us, and you'll find out. We are going to be doing a Survivor Second Chances 2. But we are going to do it as new era versus old school. And old school is anything pre-40. New era is 41 to 45. Obviously, there's going to be more seasons if they ever did this kind of thing. But we want to do it with the castaways that we have right now. It's a conversation that a lot of people have been talking about. People want to know what would a Second Chances 2 look like. And honestly, I think Survivor fans badly want a Second Chances 2. I think Survivor, and they would be smart to put together a Second Chances 2 cast and let us vote on it. I think that would be a really smart move.
In exactly 24 hours after this video drops, episode 1 of the series will be going live, so don't miss it.
On the faces, I empathize with the pain and the anticipation you're feeling. All right, let's get this threesome. T-Bird from Survivor Africa, one of the toughest seasons we've ever done.
It's the Survivor off season, everybody. 45 is in the books, and we don't get to 46 until all the way at the end of February. But what are we going to do in this off season? Just not talk about Survivor?
Survivor is back.
We have the greatest off-season content for you. We are putting together a second chance season, and we want you to be a part of it.
As we tire of dissecting the season that just aired, we start looking forward to a season that we know absolutely nothing about. Survivor fans crave Survivor content no matter what time of year it is. So rather than dreaming about season 46, let's dream about what this second edition of Second Chances really would look like. When Survivor Second Chances was announced, the excitement in the Survivor community reached an all-time high. Seeing the pictures of the players we had to choose between was epic within itself, but knowing that we actually had a say in what was going to happen was a Survivor superfan dream come true. The fact that Survivor was willing to put up players from as far back as season 2 was so unexpected and showed that no matter how long it's been since you played Survivor, you always have a chance to go back a second time.
And I'm sorry that all of you can't play. I really am, and it doesn't mean you won't get another shot, but here we go. Give us some music, David Vanacore.
For this version of Second Chances, we decided it would be best to pit pre-40 players against players from 41 to 45. Second Chances 2, old school versus new era, if you will.
Let's remember, we've had 5 new era seasons and no returning seasons yet, so there's a lot of players we'd like to see back. We also have all the old school players. Remember, if players in the 30s, a lot of those players, if they didn't go on to win their season, they didn't have an opportunity to come back. After Game Changers, that's from season 35 to 39, the only way they could have come back without winning was those 4 spots on the edge of extinction. There are a ton of players that have yet to have an opportunity at coming back. How is this going to work? We think the most fun way to do this is pit the new era versus the old school players. We'll have a tribe of 10 new era players from seasons 41 to 45 and a tribe of 10 old school players as long as they've played once, because remember, this is a second chance season. Everyone is getting their second chance. No winners, no one that's returned before.
Welcome to Survivor Cambodia Second Chance. This is a very unique season.
The goal with this season is to create a realistic cast of 20 players. That means we will be spending time picking 10 people that realistically could play Survivor again. What are the rules? Same as the first edition of Second Chances. No winners and nobody who's played more than once.
The winner of Survivor 45, D.
All of this content will be delivered to you in a series of 9 podcasts and videos. Here's the breakdown. We're going to nominate players by groups. New Era Women will have their own podcast. New Era Men, Old School Men, Old School Women. Each of those will have their own dedicated podcast where we'll discuss all the possible players and then land on 10 players for each group.
There they are, your second chancers, the cast you selected, and they're heading to Cambodia.
First 4 episodes of this series will be all about getting the 10 nominees in each category right. Just like with the original Second Chances, the fans will be the ones deciding who ultimately gets cast on Survivor Second Chances 2.
We will have a poll where you can vote on who you want to see on this second chance cast. 40 players will be nominated in total, but only 20 can make the final cast, so vote wisely.
Whatever it is you got to do, just hit the thing and vote me on, and we're going to have fun. I think America knows I deserve a second chance. I do. I'm not sweating it.
Once all the fan voting has been tallied, we will release the cast with 2 tribe reveal videos. After each video, we will also do an additional podcast breaking down the dynamics of the tribe.
Finally, in the week before the Survivor premiere, we will run a brantsteele and ultimately select the winner of Survivor Second Chances 2.
And see who comes out on top, New Era or the Old School. We're all super excited for this series, and we hope you are there with us every step of the way.
And don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you can keep up with all things Survivor, and don't miss out on the first live stream of the Survivor Second Chances series coming out January 6th at 12 p.m. Or if you're watching this video afterwards, just click right here if you want to check it out.